Lorette. All right, starting the recording. Hi, everybody. This is Alicia, and welcome to the Learning Tube webinar. Tonight, we're going to talk about some goal-setting strategies, and we're just going to get right into it. So we all know the importance of goal setting, of course, so let's just jump right into it. Now, recently, we've talked more about goal setting because some of our students have, took the money they're making online and built a house with it, bought land, built a house. They're really understanding what their goals are and able to see those goals and those dreams come. So let's talk a little bit about what your ultimate goal is. So the year 2017 is halfway over, but have you achieved the goals that you set out for the year? Unfortunately, most people start strong and they fizzle off. So let me ask you that question. Have you achieved half of the goals that you have set out for the year? Yes or no? Chat box, tell me, because I know that I have plenty of goals that I have not reached yet, right? And yes, I see that the year is halfway over, right? The year is halfway over. So a lot of you guys are saying, no, you haven't even achieved half of those goals yet. So it's all right. You're not alone. You're definitely not alone. So right now it's time to recharge and get back on track and really focus on your goals. And, this half-year point, it's a great point for all of us. We're looking at it and we're saying, all right, it's time to recharge, time to get back on track, and time to focus. Do you agree? Just type agree in that chat box. Let me know that you agree. I know you do. So yes, you guys are saying it. Agree, 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 agree. Absolutely. It's time to get back on track. Today gets you back on track. So what's your biggest goal for the year, and how are you going to achieve it? Have you written it down? Have you identified how you're going to achieve it? We have. So what's your biggest goal for the year, and have you identified how you're going to achieve it? I want you to be very specific with your goal. So write it down. I'm going to blank by, and the date. So I'm going to let's see, I'm going to generate a list of 200,000 people by social media by December 1st, right? So what is your goal? And fill in these two blanks for me, right? Fill in these two blanks for me. So I'm going to blank by blank and by blank. And you've probably been told time and time again the importance of writing down your goals. So now it's not a bad time to take a pen and paper out. No one's looking. I can't see what you're writing down, but write it down. I'll give you 5 more seconds. Go ahead and write it down. Yes, okay. So now you need to really think about fantasizing around success. Like many Olympic athletes know this secret. In fact, you might take it for granted. It's like you repeatedly visualize achieving a goal in complete details, right? So you really feel the goal. You're part of the goal. So visualize it. Your muscles and your neural pathways will develop as if you were actually performing those actions. I know, when I'm going to speak on stage for an event, the night before, I visualize it. I dream about it. Sometimes my presentation comes to me the night before, and it's because I'm visualizing the event, what I'm doing, and being there. For example, the tennis player who visualizes performing a perfect serve over and over again, or the figure skater who visualizes her gold medal Olympic performance night after night, months before the Olympic Games, years before the Olympic Games. So do it by visualizing in absolute detail what it will feel like when you achieve a major goal you are working towards for your business. For example, if you plan to create a successful event, visualize what you will wear that day, what your guests are wearing, which questions people are going to ask, and what you're going to answer. How will you introduce each guest, right? Do this before bed or during a meditative break, every break time, every day, every opportunity that you can. Then make notes on actions, make notes on your actions and your visualizations and inspire you, right? Just really take it away. So it's also a really good idea to brainstorm with friends. So try brainstorming methods of achieving goals with friends, fellow team members, peers. We have mastermind groups that we're part of where we talk about our goals, what we're going to accomplish. Do you have that? Do you have a coach or somebody that you can do that with? Brainstorming is not planning. It's just getting your creativity heated up, especially when it comes to taking things past the obvious ways. Try setting a time limit and use a timer. I have my timer on my phone, a timer on my laptop, but I love a good old kitchen timer. Does anybody use a timer when you're doing different things? I do. Then challenge each other to come up with as many different ways to achieve your goal as possible within that time frame. And record your brainstorming session or notes about it. So here's another important fact that we all know. It's finding the right accountability partner. It's hard to keep our eyes on our goal and what we're doing because we're rushing around and doing all this stuff. But setting up a goal with an accountability partner is a technique that works well for many people who would otherwise let. Now, Lorette is my accountability partner. Type in the chat box and tell me who yours is. Tell me who yours is. Anybody? Michelle says her accountability partner is herself. Michelle, I mean, it depends on what type of personality you are. Maybe that's okay with you, but maybe you need one, right? Maybe you really do need one. It's a lot of times why people hire coaches is because they just need somebody to keep them on track, right? So just be sure to find the right partner. It should be someone who at least has a basic understanding of business, who's dedicated to helping you succeed, or better yet, find someone who has an emotional or financial stake in your success, such as a coach eager to boost her reputation by talking of your success. Yeah? All right. So the next thing is to set measurable goals. So if you're taking notes, your last title should find the right accountability partner. Now, in your notes, write down set measurable goals. So once you decide on a goal, you have to take steps. You have to take action to make sure that you reach it and lay these actions out on paper, like maybe on your computer typing it up. I really like writing on paper and scheduling stuff on a calendar, and include in each step both its start date and the date you estimate that you should complete it. This way, your goal becomes measurable, right? You can chart your progress and accurately answer any questions like, what do I need to do next? How many more steps do I still need to take? So we all have heard the terms like you can't be successful until you can measure. So you need to make sure that you're measuring, right, your goals. I like to celebrate my small successes. So if my goal is to build a list of 20,000 people on social media, when I reach 10,000, I'll celebrate. And when I reach 50,000, I'll celebrate. So I like to also, within my measurable goal, set smaller milestones to celebrate. Okay, does anybody else do that? Okay, so always remember this. Oops, going back, if you can't measure it, you can't monitor it, and you won't know if you've improved or not. That's those, small actionable steps that I was talking about. The next thing, write this down in your notes. The next thing to do is ask for feedback, right? Ask for feedback. Okay, you got that down? All right, so feedback, when it's properly given, acts as a reality check. We sometimes become blinded by our own fixed notions. Feedback can alert you to hidden pitfalls you're not seeing. It can give you clues on where to concentrate more energy and attention and open your eyes to new ideas and methods. When you set a goal, ask for feedback from those concerned, those who you're creating a product for, your peers and members of your team. Be selective, but keep your ears open and your eyes wide to new opportunities, right? So ask people for feedback. When you set a goal, ask for feedback of those involved in your goal, right? And then open your ears and your eyes to new opportunities, and then break it down. Many times people make their goal too large and can't tackle them, or they get overwhelmed and quit. So remember that goal I said, let's grow my list to 200,000 people. Now that's a really big goal, and it might seem like it's too overwhelming. So if I don't break it down and celebrate that I've grown my list to 10,000 people, then I'm going to just be too overwhelmed by the goal of 200,000. So make it measurable, and then, also break it down so that you can, achieve those small goals. If any steps along the way to a goal overwhelm you, break it down into smaller steps. Then focus on tackling them one bit at a time, and then be smart about it. SMART is an acronym. Does anybody know what SMART stands for? You guys have probably heard this before, but it's important to, really understand it. So if you're taking notes, I want you to write it down. Write it down. SMART is an acronym for S being specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time constrained. So SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time constrained, right? Be smart. As you're setting your goals, be smart. Be specific about the goal. Be able to measure it and even break it down. Make sure your goal is achievable and realistic, and set a time limit, like when are you going to achieve this goal by. Note that you can apply your own more relevant meanings to this to better suit your mission and your goal. For example, you could substitute assignable for achievable if you're planning to achieve a specific large group goal by a certain date through outsourcing. So, always be smart about it, but it's just saying that you can change the acronyms if you need to. Acronyms can be a handy tool, particularly applied to systems. See what memorable acronyms you can come up with to aid in keeping your top goal in mind. I also like to set acronyms for my team that works for me, so we keep the goal in mind and have acronyms to represent it. Okay, anyway, write this down. Don't be passive. Don't be passive. How many of us are so passive when it comes to our goals? Most of us, because we're falling behind in achieving them, right? A lot of us haven't even touched the surface of the goals that we wanted to achieve for 2017. Be someone who makes it happen. Say, I make it happen, right? Say, I make it happen. Be someone who makes it happen. If you need help, ask for it or find a solution, but don't let roadblocks prevent you from going to the next level. And take responsibility for achieving your goals. Don't allow yourself to blame others, to blame it on circumstances, losses, curveballs, or any other external force. Remember the old saying, if it's to be, it's up to me. Right? Type that in the chat box for me. I want to make sure that you got it. And I'm going to pause until everybody types it in, because it is something that we really have to get ingrained. So I just want your fingers to connect with those words. If it's to be, it's up to me. Good job, BG. If it's up to me, if it's to be, it's up to me. Right? Michael wants to add something to that. He said, getting it done is better than being perfect. Absolutely, Michael. I think Michael's also talking about, it's good when you get a step done, right? You're working, get your steps done. Okay, great. Everybody's saying it. If it is to be, it's up to me. Good job. And then don't give up, right? Just because it's the half-year mark and we're bringing it up because we want you to achieve your goals, I don't want you to be sad about the fact that you haven't achieved what you aim to achieve by now. I just want you to not give up. So do you want to know the difference between those who achieve their goals and those who habitually don't? Like, what's the difference between those who do achieve their goals and those who don't? It's this simple. The entrepreneurs who achieve spectacular goals don't give up. It's not even an option for them. We've all heard the story of, the guy whose book got rejected 1,000 times, right, before it became a bestseller, and he's a billionaire, right? So many people that are super successful and filthy rich right now, they're in that position because they didn't give up. That when somebody says no, they tried again. That when somebody laughed at them, they tried again. That when somebody said they couldn't do it, they tried again. It could be 17 years in the making until you get it right, right? But you can make it happen, right? Michael says, winners do whatever it takes. That is right, Michael. That's right, Michael. All right. So if something blocks the road, they instinctively look for ways around it. If one door closes, they find another, or they climb through the window. I just love how that sounds. So this is about not giving up. If an entrepreneur, those who achieve their spectacular goals, they say If something blocks the road, look for ways around it. If one door closes, find another or climb through the window. Successful entrepreneurs know that setbacks, including self-doubt, burnout, and other internal and external objectives are all part of the process. So do your best to enjoy the process, enjoy the adventure, and don't give up, right? Now we have a free gift for you. Oops, I just did something in PowerPoint. I don't even know what I just did, but we have a free gift for you. I want you to look on your screen. It is our goal setting course. It's a step-by-step course, and it's completely free. So, yeah, type in that URL into your URL board, www.alicialittle.com/goal setting. When you're on the page, the password is GSS15 so that you can get the goal setting course for free. I'm going to go over to the website and show you how to enter it in a minute. So you get our training guide, 21 ideas blueprint, a calendar, a checklist, all this kind of stuff, and it's just free. That's it. It's just free. Let me just go to the website really quickly and enter it in so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, what is the code to enter in again? Hang on 1 second because I'm moving around. GSS, Goal Setting Success 15. All right, so let's go to the web, and we're going to enter this in together. Hang on 1 second. I got one of those touch screens, and I touch everything, and everything moves around. Hang on 1 sec. All right, here we go, showing my screen. Now you should see the website, alicialittle.com/goal setting. What are we typing in? We're typing in GSS15 and then pressing submit. And then you will get the goal setting success step-by-step toolkit. And then you can download the things that we have here, goal setting strategies, actionable ideas help you achieve your goals, goal setting worksheet, a calendar, a checklist, and a resource guide. So please will help you guys make this be useful to you. I'm hoping so. Let me close all these weird pop-ups that came up. Sticky notes. Nope, it's not right. All right, so just making sure everybody can get to this GSS 15 and type it into the chat box. Oh, looks like William Humphreys typed it in for me, so I can just copy and paste. What would I do without you, William? Copy and paste, and then click send. And then Jody says, I'm not getting in. All right, Jody, look at the link that I just sent out to everybody and click on it and type in that password. And Jennifer, you say you're driving right now. That's fine. Don't type it in, but you can type it in later. Lorette will send out an email and the replay. So do it later when you're at your computer, those of you who are on the phone. And again, it's just a step-by-step toolkit that we have completely free for you. So make sure that you use it, especially the worksheet and ID help you achieve your goals. Now, I'm going to open up for questions before we wrap this up. Any questions? Any questions? Type them into the chat box. Jody says, I'm not seeing the URL in the chat box. I'm going to send it to you, Jody. Hang on 1 second. All right, I think everybody else has it. Everybody else is good to go. When you're on that, you're welcome. Everybody else is on the page. Looks like everybody else is on the page. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Just making sure other people are driving. All right, lots of you are driving. So no problem. If you're driving, stop typing, and we'll make sure that you get everything. So it looks like a lot of you are driving. All right, everybody, this is Alicia, and I want to thank you for coming onto this Learning Tube webinar. I'm not going to take up any more of your time because what you need to do is download these checklists and guides, and remember, we're at the halfway mark of the year, and it's time to really reevaluate your goals and put some focus and action and excitement into achieving them. I know that you can do it. You know it too. It's possible. As my great friend Liz Brown says, you have greatness within you. So go out there, achieve those goals. And I look forward to seeing you next week on the Learning Tube webinar. Thanks again, guys. You can do it. Achieve those goals. Bye, everybody. Bye. Lorette, sorry you couldn't join us, but we love you anyway. Bye. Bye.